Today we are going to discuss the new topic transport and storage of dioxin. Okay, transport and storage of dioxin. Very important topic in your syllabus and this chapter also. Okay, then this section we are going to the details of hemoglobin and myoglobins. Okay, both hemoglobin and myoglobins are non-enzymatic role of reversible binding protein. Okay, these are oxygen carriers. These carry, especially hemoglobin, carry oxygen from lung to tissues. In tissues, these oxygens are stored by myoglobin. Okay, we are going to the introduction of this section, hemoglobin and myoglobin. Okay, the section describes the non-enzymatic role of reversible dioxin binding, which is a function of essential for the transport and storage of oxygen molecules, especially dioxygen molecules. Okay, the oxygen binding activity of myoglobin and hemoglobin is an excellent example the way a protein structure relate to physiological functions. Okay, then for the following point may be noted at all the oxygen transport and storage system employs metalloproteins. Okay, so the myoglobin and hemoglobins are examples of metalloproteins. Okay, all the non-oxygen transport and storage system employ metalloproteins. Okay. The dioxin carriers are hemoglobin, hemocyanin and hemoerythrins. Okay, the oxygen carriers proteins are hemoglobin, hemocyanin and hemoerythrin. Okay, then short form of hemoglobin Hb and hemocyanin Hc and hemoerythrin Hr. Okay, then the O2 molecule is stored in tissue like muscle by the protein myoglobin. Okay, and myoerythrin. Okay, in higher animals, human beings, the oxygen stored by myoglobin in tissues and myoerythrin lower organism. Okay, both hemoglobin and myoglobin are involved with human beings and bigger animals. And these two proteins only are heme proteins. These have iron porphyrin groups. Okay. So, the hemoglobin and myoglobins both are present in higher animals. Okay, both hemoglobin and myoglobins are involved in human being and bigger animals, and these two proteins are only heme proteins. What are heme protein? Heme protein are the protein which contains a tetrapyrrole unit and iron at the center of this macrocyclic ligand. Is a complex nature. Okay, that unit is known as heme protein. Okay, heme proteins is a complex. The ligands are tetrapyrroles. Inside of these tetrapyrroles, a one ferrous ion is present. Such system is known as heme protein, and the heme unit. Okay, heme protein. The protein is surrounded by these heme units. So that protein is called heme proteins. Okay. Then hemoerythrin is a non-heme proteins. Hemoerythrin is a non-heme protein. That means the hemoerythrin does not contain the heme unit. What is heme unit? It's a tetrapyrrole ferrous system. Hemoerythrin contains iron or ferrous or ferric something etc. But this does not contain a tetrapyrrole units. So we can say hemoerythrin is a non-heme proteins, although the name is carrying the term heme. And this oxygen carriers in lower organism has two non-heme iron atoms. It is functional core. Okay, hemocyanin also has two copper atoms. Okay, hemocyanin also is a non-heme proteins which contain copper as a metal. Okay, hemocyanin has two copper atoms. Okay, the reduced dioxin free form of these proteins are termed deoxin. The reduced dioxin free from these proteins are termed deoxyproteins. So deoxyproteins is the proteins which does not contain oxygen, dioxin. Okay, the oxygen bind forms as oxy. while functionally active oxidation state as meth hemoglobin, meth myoglobin, etc. etc. Okay, that's the introduction of these hemoglobin and myoglobin. So hemoglobin and myoglobin are heme proteins, and non-enzymatic heme proteins which contain a heme unit. What is heme unit? Heme unit is a tetrapyrrole ring which contain a ferrous ion. That is known as heme protein unit. Okay, then next we are going to discuss the structure and function of myoglobin and hemoglobin. Okay, the structure and function of myoglobin and hemoglobin. Okay, first we are going to discuss the structure of myoglobin. Okay, here the main emphasis will be laid on the structure of myoglobin, while hemoglobin may be considered approximately a tetramer of myoglobin. Okay, then we can say hemoglobin is a tetramer of myoglobin. Okay, then the following points may be considered. Myoglobin is a heme containing protein, molecular weight 17,000. The myoglobin is a heme containing protein, molecular weight 17,000, and its protein chain consists of a single polypeptide chain of 153 amino acid residues which fold around the heme prosthetic group. In both myoglobin and hemoglobin, one of the heme B ion 2 complex of protoporphyrin 9. Okay, so we can say both hemoglobin and myoglobin contain heme B ion. Heme units are different types that are classified into heme A, heme B and heme C. But in hemoglobin and myoglobin contain heme B protoporphyrin 9 unit. Heme B protoporphyrin 9 unit. The prosthetic groups contain a hydrophobic groups. Okay, then what are the heme and tetrapyrrole ring? The porphyrin ring is a macrocyclic pyrrole system with conjugated double bond and different group attached to the perimeter. The electron donating and electron withdrawing ability of these substituents play a role in the delocalized molecular orbital of the complex, which in turn helps to vary the redox properties. Okay, then heme initially discovered from the cytochrome. Okay, heme unit are classified into 3 A, B, C, etc. But in hemoglobin and myoglobin contain heme unit B protoporphyrin 9. Okay. Then one see that in heme prosthetic group several substituents are hydrophobic. One see that the heme prosthetic group several substituents are hydrophobic group. In protoporphyrin 9 which contain ethyl group, etc. etc. Okay, one see that the heme prosthetic group several substituents are hydrophobic. Consequently, the heme group is partially buried in the hydrophobic interior of the myoglobin molecules. Okay, in all these ferroporphyrin protein complex, the iron atom has a octahedral structure of chemical type D2sp3 hybridizations. Okay, the iron atom present in hemoglobin and myoglobin have a hybridization is D2sp3, double pyramidal with square base formed 4 pyrrolic nitrogen atoms. Okay, the 4 pyrrolic nitrogen atom in a plane of paper, and the top and bottom contain a histidine protein nitrogen. Histidine protein. Okay, histidine amino acids. Okay, in the deoxymyoglobin, the fifth coordination position of the iron is occupied by imidazole nitrogen from histidine 93. Imidazole is a group, organic group. Imidazole nitrogen from histidine 93. Histidine is a amino acid which contain imidazole. Okay, the fifth coordination position of the iron is occupied by imidazole nitrogen from histidine 93. This histidine 93 is called as the proximal histidine. This is the F8th residue. Okay, this fifth position of the deoxy state of myoglobins attached a histidine 93 amino acids. This histidine is called proximal histidine. Okay, not the point, proximal histidine. Okay, the heme group is attached to protein in both myoglobin and hemoglobin through a coordinated histidine nitrogen atom. Okay, the deoxymyoglobin, the iron is coordinated to only 5 ligands since oxygen is not present. Okay, thus the deoxymyoglobin have a penta-coordinate iron 2 center in the high spin state from high spin state iron to D6. Okay, in deoxy state iron in high spin state. With high spin, it has a radius around 92 picometer. The high spin state it has a radius around 92 picometer in a pseudo tetrahedral environment. Okay, the square pyramidal arrangement of heme in myoglobin and hemoglobin can be considered an octahedral without the 6th ligand. And therefore, the iron atom will not fit into the hole of tetrapyrrole or porphyrin ring. Okay, the tetrapyrrole is known as porphyrin ring. Okay, then due to the bulk size of iron, around 92 picometer, the hemoglobin, the heme myoglobin and hemoglobin can be considered octahedral without the 6th ligand, and therefore the iron atom will not fit into the hole of the porphyrin ring. The iron atom will not fit into the hole of the porphyrin ring due to the big size, 92 picometer. Okay, the iron 2 atom consequently lies some 42 picometer above the plane of nitrogen atoms in porphyrin ring. On binding of dioxide molecules to the iron 2 atoms, the later become low spin D6. That is the tensed and relaxed forms. Okay, the deoxy form is a tensed forms. That means the iron atoms is situated just above the plane of porphyrin ring. That means 42 picometer above the plane of tetrapyrrole unit. Then during the oxygen binding, the iron atoms come from high spins to low spins, and the size of the iron atom is reduced, and which come down and correctly situated the pyrrole ring. Okay, the whole of pyrrole ring. Okay, the ionic radius of low spin iron 2 with coordination number 6 is only 75 picometer as compared with the 92 picometer of high spin deoxy forms. Thus, on oxygenation, the iron moves into the plane of the hemes, and with this all the ligand including proximal histidine can now approach the iron atom more closely. The overall result is the vibration or breathing of the protein structure rapidly to allow the oxygen to bind and dissociate. Okay, the net effect of myoglobin is minimal. However, the process is of greater significance of the transport of dioxin from the leg to tissue by hemoglobin. Okay, so deoxy form ഈ അയൺ ആറ്റത്തിന്റെ സൈസ് എന്ന് പറയാം 93 പൈക്കോമീറ്റർ ആയിരിക്കും. ഓക്കെ, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ അത് ആ ഒരു പൈറോൾ യൂണിറ്റിന്റെ ഈ ഹോളിൽ കറക്റ്റ് സൂട്ടബിൾ ആവില്ല. അത് ഈ പൈറോൾ പ്ലെയിനിന്റെ കുറച്ച് പൊങ്ങിയിട്ടായിരിക്കും നിൽക്കുക. ആ സ്റ്റേറ്റിനാണ് ടെൻസ്ഡ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Then on oxygenation, fifth coordination number 5th നിന്ന് 6th ലേക്ക് പോകും. 6th coordination satisfied by dioxin, and the Fe ferrous forms come to low spin state, and the size become reduced, and the iron atoms moves to the plane of porphyrin suitable. അതായത് ആ പൈറോൾ യൂണിറ്റിന്റെ ഹോൾ സൂട്ടബിൾ ആവും, അത് തിരിച്ച് താഴേക്ക് വരും. അതിനെ റിലാക്സ്ഡ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്. This relaxed and tensed forms is responsible for the reversible O2 binding line. Okay, oxygen transport. Okay, then there are two polar residue, histidine 64 and histidine 93, situated near the heme group. In oxymyoglobin, the 6 ligands are coordinated to the ferrous ions with ligand in the octahedral geometry around the metal cations. Okay, 4 of the ligands are nitrogen atoms of the tetrapyrrole ring system. The 5th ligand is a imidazole nitrogen from histidine 93, that is proximal histidine. While the 6th ligand is molecular oxygen bound between the iron and the imidazole side chain of histidine 64, called distal histidine. What is distal histidine? After the oxygenation, after the 6th coordination is satisfied by dioxin, a histidine 64 is attached to the dioxin. That histidine is known as distal histidine. Okay, so distal histidine present after oxygenation, but proximal histidine present before and after oxygenations. Okay. In oxymyoglobin, the oxygen molecule is bonded to iron in a end-on bent fashion with around 1105 cm inverse or 1105 cm inverse. This frequency is characteristic coordinated superoxide. Suggests that MbO2 and HbO2 atoms are probably best represented by iron complex in iron 3 complex of the ligand. Okay, therefore the coordination of dioxygen to myoglobin and hemoglobin accompanied by the electron transfer to afford a superoxide ion. But considering the bent coordination of the dioxygen to Fe oxygen state to heme in oxyhemoglobin, the prefer bent coordination since sp2 hybridization with lone pair and double bond is at an angle 120 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this oxyhemoglobin oxygen present in a bent fashion. Okay, oxygen present in a bent fashion. Oxygen present in a bent fashion. The 5th coordination satisfied by proximal histidine. Then the 6th coordination satisfied by distal histidine. Okay. Moreover, only the bent structure fit the hydrophobic site of the heme in myoglobin and the formation of hydrogen bond between the coordinated dioxin molecule and NH proton of the distal histidine can nicely accommodated due to the angular bend at the coordination dioxin atoms. One may therefore write the gross structure of oxymyoglobins as the scheme. Okay, now another. Then this is the structure of oxyhemoglobin. Okay, the 5th coordination site satisfied by histidine nitrogen, that is known as proximal histidine, and the 6th coordination satisfied by dioxygen. Then this dioxygen have a hydrogen bond with histidine 64. That histidine is known as distal histidine. Okay, this is the simplest representation of oxymyoglobin. Okay, then next we are going to discuss the physiological function of myoglobin or physiological functions of both hemoglobin and myoglobin. Okay, the biological function of heme in hemoglobin or myoglobin is to bind an oxygen molecule O2 molecules and its subsequent release without the iron atom become permanently oxidized to ferric state. Okay, the biological function of heme in hemoglobin or myoglobin to bind oxygen molecule O2 molecules and its subsequent release without the iron atoms becoming permanently oxidized to ferric state. So during the oxygen transport, the iron atom does not convert into ferric state. Okay, this is indeed essential for the normal functions of these oxygen carriers. The following point may be noted. For the biological function of these dioxygen carriers, myoglobin and hemoglobin protein structure play an important roles. Okay, the reason behind not going to ferric state. Ferric state മാറാതിരിക്കാനുള്ള കുറച്ച് reason ആണ് ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നത്. Okay, then iron in ഈ ഹീമോഗ്ലോബിൻ മയോഗ്ലോബിനും ഓക്സി ഹീമോഗ്ലോബിൻ ആയാലും ഡിഓക്സി ഹീമോഗ്ലോബിൻ ആയാലും അത് ഫെറസ് സ്റ്റേറ്റിൽ എക്സിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുള്ളൂ. ഫെറിക് സ്റ്റേറ്റിലേക്ക് കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത് പെർമനന്റ്ലി ഡാമേജ് ചെയ്തു. അപ്പോൾ ഒരിക്കലും ഈ റിവേഴ്സിബിൾ ഓക്സി ബൈൻഡിങ്ങിന്റെ സമയത്ത് ഫെറസിന് ഫെറിക്കിലേക്ക് മാറാൻ പാടില്ല. അപ്പൊ ഫെറിക്കിലേക്ക് മാറാതിരിക്കാനുള്ള കുറച്ച് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കുറച്ച് അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഫെറിക്കിലേക്ക് മാറാതിരിക്കാനുള്ള കുറച്ച് റീസൺസ് ആണ് ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, iron in deoxyhemoglobin is coordinated to only 5 ligands since oxygen is absent. The non-polar side chain of valine 68 and phenylalanine 43 contribute to the hydrophobicity of oxygen binding site and help hold the heme group in place. Okay, several side chain block the entrance to the heme containing pocket in both oxymyoglobin and deoxymyoglobin. Okay, the protein structure in this region must vibrate or breathe rapidly to allow oxygen to bind the dissociate. Okay, recall that heme prosthetic group is buried deep inside the folded polypeptide with no direct passage of oxygen to move from the surrounding solutions to the ligand binding site. Okay, that means both hemoglobin and myoglobins are situated inside the folded peptide units, protein units. Okay, if the protein were rigid or could not enter or leave the heme pocket at a measurable rate. However, rapid molecular breathing of the amino acid side chains create a transient cavities in the protein structure to allow or to make its way in and out by moving through these cavities. Okay, then these are the structure oxygen binding site of hydrophobic crevice of the globin polypeptide chain in oxymyoglobin and oxymyoglobin and oxyhemoglobin near the O2 binding site. Okay, one may thus note that example in deoxymyoglobin Fe2 heme is enclosed or ferrous heme is enclosed in the hydrophobic interior of the myoglobin molecules. Moreover, the atmosphere around the O2 binding site is also hydrophobic. Thus, the sixth coordination position can be occupied by a non-polar molecule like O2 or CO and not by water molecule or any polar species. Okay, that means the hydrophobic nature of the polypeptide or hydrophobic nature of the protein folded unit will hinder or restrict the access of polar species into the heme unit. Okay, a further point of significance of this hydrophobic environment is that heme, which is always susceptible to oxidation when in the presence of dioxin. Okay, this hydrophobic environment is that heme, which is always susceptible to oxidation when in the presence of dioxin to give Fe3 also. Okay, this hydrophobic environment of proteins or this hydrophobic environment is susceptible to permanent oxidation of ferrous to ferric. Okay, that means in hemoglobin and myoglobins the iron atom always present in the form of ferrous state, in deoxy state and oxy state. Okay, in heme the further point of significance of this hydrophobic environment is that heme, which is always susceptible to oxidation when the presence of dioxin, okay, cannot undergo nucleophilic displacement to give Fe3 species. Okay, the hydrophobic crevice of the globin polypeptide is the key to the ability of myoglobin and hemoglobin to suitably bind and release oxygen. In aqueous solution, free heme does not reversibly bind oxygens. Instead, the Fe2 of the heme is almost instantly oxidized to Fe3. Okay, the iron Fe2 states bind oxygen reversibly, while the Fe3 state it does not bind oxygen reversibly. Okay, then two further points may be noted. Firstly, the coordinated nitrogen atoms which electron donating helps to prevent the conversion of the heme ion to the ferric state. Okay, that means the two further points may be noted that firstly, the coordinated nitrogen, pyrrole nitrogen and the proximal histidine nitrogen, the coordinated nitrogen atoms help to prevent the conversion of the heme ion to ferric state. Okay, the both hydrophobic environment of the protein pocket and also the coordinated nitrogen atoms help to prevent the conversion of heme in the ferrous to ferric states. That's why the iron atom in both hemoglobin and myoglobin present in the ferrous state. Okay, secondly, the O2 once bound is hydrogen bonded to a distal histidine, which facilitate the bonding of oxygen. Okay, then next we are going to discuss the preventing irreversible oxidation or binding of dioxin heme reversible oxidation and auto oxidation. Okay, then iron 2 species readily oxidized to iron 3 species in the presence of dioxin. When the free heme in aqueous solution, that means outside of the body. Okay, when free heme in aqueous solution is exposed to dioxin, it is converted into hematine, which is a mu oxido iron 3 dimer called hematine. Hematine is a dimer of iron. Okay, one may recall that ability of heme in myoglobin and hemoglobin to bind O2 molecules and is subsequent release without iron becoming permanently oxidized to ferric state is a key function of these oxygen carriers in the hemoglobin system. Okay, the main advantage of hemoglobin and myoglobin, which does not convert into ferric state by release of oxygen or binding of oxygen. That is the main advantage of these protein molecules. Okay, the formation of hematine shows that it is absolutely necessary that each heme unit remains isolated. One has already seen that the protein structure around the heme unit provides such a protection to avoid the contact of two heme units. Okay, the hydrophobic and folded nature of the proteins which will prevent the direct contact of two heme unit. Okay, when the heme unit will direct contact, which there may be a chance to convert hematine. Hematine is a dimer. Hematine is the iron atom present in the ferric state. But in our body, these two heme unit does not contact with each other due to the heme unit present in the deep inside of the formation of hematine shows that it is absolutely necessary that each heme unit remain isolated. For example, the myoglobin, the protein chain with 153 amino acids fold around the heme group restrict the approach of other iron atom by the second heme. Okay, when a heme unit contact with another heme, the following reaction takes place. What is the following reactions? The Fe2 plus O2 gives Fe3O2 minus, and Fe3O2 minus plus Fe2 gives Fe3O2 2 minus Fe3. Okay, Fe3O2 2 minus Fe3 gives 2 Fe4O. Fe4O plus another Fe2 gives Fe3O Fe3. That is known as hematine. Okay, the formation of hematine, scheme 7.3, the schemes involve the binding of the oxygen molecules to iron 2 species myoglobin to give a mu peroxo complex. The peroxo complex cleaves to yield two molecules of ferrite complex with the iron in the +4 formal oxidation state. Finally, the attack of the ferrite complex another heme gives a hematin. Okay, അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഹീമാറ്റിൻ എന്നുള്ള കോംപ്ലക്സ് ഒരിക്കലും നമ്മുടെ ബോഡിയിൽ ഉണ്ടാവുന്നില്ല. കാരണം എന്താണ്, ഒരു ഹീം യൂണിറ്റ് ഒരിക്കലും മറ്റ് ഹീം യൂണിറ്റ് ഡയറക്റ്റ് കോണ്ടാക്ട് വരില്ല ഡ്യൂ ടു ദ ഫോൾഡഡ് പ്രോട്ടീൻ നേച്ചർ. ഓക്കെ, ആ ഫോൾഡഡ് പ്രോട്ടീൻ നേച്ചറിനായിട്ട് ഡയറക്റ്റ് കോണ്ടാക്ട് റെസ്ട്രിക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഈ പുറത്ത് വെച്ച് നമ്മൾ ബോഡിന്റെ പുറത്ത് ഈ ഹീം യൂണിറ്റ് വെച്ചിട്ട് രണ്ട് ഹീം യൂണിറ്റ് തമ്മിൽ റിയാക്ഷൻ നടത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വി വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് ദ ഹീമാറ്റിൻ. ഓക്കെ, an oxidation can also occur without the iron 2 porphyrin coming in contact. This രണ്ടാമത്തെ ടൈപ്പ് ഓക്സിഡേഷൻ ആണ് ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നത്. An oxidation can also occur without 2 iron 2 porphyrin coming in contact. This can happen when coordinated dioxin is not released as O2 during the normal dioxin transport but as superoxide radical anions. This process becomes feasible in the presence of nucleophile stronger than superoxide ion. For example, Cl minus. Okay, that's the hemoglobin. Okay. Then next we are going to discuss the structure and function of hemoglobin and myoglobin. Okay, the following points are noted. Hemoglobin having molecular weight 64,450 can be considered an approximate tetramer of myoglobins. Okay, hemoglobin contain 4 heme group and 4 protein chain, which the heme group are attached to of the chain are identical are called alpha chain, while other 2 identical called beta chain. So hemoglobin is a tetramer of myoglobins. Approximate tetramer of myoglobin having 4 heme unit. That means a single hemoglobin contain 4 heme unit. Okay. The related structural features and movement of the 4 chains are also same. Okay. The heme group is attached to the protein in both myoglobin and the hemoglobin through a coordinated histidine nitrogen. Okay. In deoxyform, both hemoglobin and myoglobin, the 5th position is satisfied by proximal nitrogen or proximal histidine. Okay. And after oxygenation, the 6th position satisfied by dioxin, and these dioxin are hydrogen bonded by a distal histidine. That means distal histidine nitrogen. Okay. Hemoglobin, the background knowledge. Hemoglobin provide an excellent example of the quaternary structure of protein, association of 2 or more peptide chain in the complete protein. Okay. Hemoglobin is a collection of 4 heme units which bound to each other, each of the 4 protein chains. Thus, there are 4 subunits in hemoglobin, 2 each, 2 slightly different peptide chains. Okay. Thus, there are 4 subunits in hemoglobin, 2 each and 2 slightly different chain. One unit is alpha chain and another unit is beta chain. Okay. These are held together by electrostatic and van der Waals force as well as hydrogen bonding. Each subunit of hemoglobin, the heme positive group, is held in a position by the imidazole of histidine in the globin protein chain, just as myoglobin through the coordinated histidine nitrogen atom, that is F8 or distal histidine. Next we are going to discuss transport of dioxin, oxygen binding curve of myoglobin and hemoglobins. Okay, the following point may be noted. Hemoglobin is largely involved in the transport of O2 from lungs to tissue and also helps to transport CO2 from tissue to lung. Okay, hemoglobin is largely involved in the transport of O2 from lung to tissue and also helps to transport of CO2 from lung tissue to lungs. Okay, so hemoglobin is a oxygen transporters which present in bloods. Okay, but myoglobin is a oxygen storage protein molecule which present in tissues. The function of hemoglobin is largely involved in the transport of oxygen molecule from pure oxygen molecule from lung to tissues and also that helps to transport CO2 from tissue to lungs. Okay, one molecule of hemoglobin with 4 heme can bind with 4 molecule of O2 or dioxin, while myoglobin with one heme can only bind with one molecule of oxygen. Okay, thus each heme moiety can bind with one O2. Dioxin bind to hemoglobin in the lungs and is transferred to myoglobin in tissues. Okay, in both myoglobin and hemoglobin, before O2 binding, the heme unit contain high spin Fe2 centers. Okay, that already is described before. Okay, in both myoglobin and hemoglobin, before O2 binding, the heme units contain high spin Fe2 centers. Due to the large high spin Fe2 as compared with the dimension of the porphyrin ring, Fe2 centers does not fit into the plane of the porphyrin ring of the heme group. As a result, the iron atoms lies out of the plane of porphyrin ring. Okay, the iron atoms lies out of the plane of the porphyrin ring. This is a conformational characteristic termed doming or tensed state. Okay, as a result of this porphyrin doming or tensed state, the ferrous centers get oriented towards the proximal histidine, histidine 93 or histidine F8. This leads to a conformational constraint on histidine 93, which in turn lead to some distortion of the porphyrin ring, and the strained deoxy conformation of hemoglobin is referred as the tense or T conformational state. Okay, that means the strained deoxy conformation of hemoglobin is referred as the tense or T conformational state. So the T conformation or tensed conformational state is the strained deoxy conformation of hemoglobin or myoglobin. Okay. One binding to O2, ferrous ion become low spin and shrink or reduce the size sufficiently to fit into the plane of the porphyrin ring. Okay, the movement of ferrous into the porphyrin ring also pulls the histidine ligand with it and set the chain of events that eventually bring about a conformational change in other parts of the molecules. Okay, the sequence is means by which binding of oxygen at one heme site is communicated to the other sites. Okay, thus these events leads to signaling the presence of oxygen molecules at the specific heme group. Okay, the oxy forms or the relaxed state is known as R state or R form. Okay, these are the structure or the pictorial representation of the doming and relaxed forms. Okay, the porphyrin doming or tensed state. Okay, the Fe presents just above the plane of porphyrin ring unit. After the oxygenations, the Fe come to the porphyrin ring and say relaxed state. Okay, with the binding of O2 to Fe ferrous, the favorable free energy of bond formation overcomes the repulsive interaction between histidine 93 and porphyrin. Ferrous now move into the plane of the porphyrin ring to trigger a conformational change in hemoglobin molecules forms T to the relaxed or R conformational state. Then the relaxed to the from tensed state to relaxed state. Okay, with the binding of O2, ferrous, the favorable free energy of bond formation overcomes the repulsive interaction between histidine 93 and porphyrin. The ferrous now move into the plane of the porphyrin ring to trigger a conformational change in the hemoglobin molecule from T to relaxed R conformational state. That is relaxed or R conformational state. The key to the biological function of both hemoglobin and myoglobin is the binding of dioxin to hemoglobins in lung and release to myoglobin in tissues. Okay, these functions are triggered by the movement of iron towards the plane of the porphyrin ring on binding of dioxin to hemoglobin. That means during the conversion of deoxy to oxyhemoglobins, this generate a cooperative binding of dioxin to other heme. As already discussed, the protein is presumed to have two different quaternary structures. The deoxy form of hemoglobin exists in a T or dot or tensed form, which the hydrogen and ionic bonds limits the movement of monomers. Okay, thus the T form of Hb or hemoglobin has low oxygen affinity on binding of O2. Some of the hydrogen and ionic bonds are destabilized, particularly between alpha beta dimers. This result in a relaxed form or R form of Hb, wherein the subunit move a little freely. Therefore, the R form has high oxygen affinity. The two conformational forms T and R are equilibrium with another. Okay, then the structural change is one subunit of hemoglobin on oxygenation is communicated to other subunit. When oxygen is bound to one heme unit, the affinity for it is increased. Okay, the affinity for it is increased in another heme unit. A comparison of affinity for oxygen of myoglobin with hemoglobin is present in a sigmoidal curve. Okay, the structural change is the heme unit contain for the hemoglobin contain for heme unit. The structural change in one subunit of hemoglobin on oxygenation of one heme in hemoglobins is communicated to the other heme subunit. When oxygen is bound to one heme unit, the affinity for it is increased in another heme unit. A comparison of affinity of oxygen and myoglobin presented in the graph. The equilibrium constant for the myoglobin dioxin complex give the scheme. Okay, when the total amount of myoglobin plus MbO2 is held constant as must be in the cells, and the concentration of oxygen is varied in terms of partial pressure. Okay, the oxygen binding curve of myoglobin is hyperbolic to show a single equilibrium constant for the binding of O2. However, the equilibrium constant for the formation of oxyhemoglobin is more complicated, and up to 4 molecules of oxygen bind hemoglobin 1 per heme. Okay, the equilibrium constant Mb is equal to MbO2 divided by Mb into O2. Okay, Mb plus O2 gives MbO2. But in the lengths, Hb is bound or Hb combined with 4 O2 molecules gives HbO2 4 times. In tissue, HbO2 4 times plus 4 Mb gives 4 MbO2 plus Hb. The curve shows that the the myoglobin in a sigmoidal curve. Okay, in the lengths, the concentration of O2 is high. The hemoglobin gets fully saturated, loaded with O2. Conversely, the tissue, the oxygen concentration is low. The hemoglobin unloads its O2 for cellular respiration. This is often mediated by binding O2 to myoglobin, which act as the immediate reservoir and supplier of O2 to the tissues. Okay, the curve shows that tissues and lengths, the oxygenation in tissues and lengths. Okay, in lengths, the PO2, oxygen partial pressure, is very high. That means hemoglobin bind oxygen reversibly. When the 4 unit of hemoglobin bind oxygen separately, 1 unit bind with O2, the oxygen affinity of hemoglobin of the other heme unit will increase, or affinity will enhance, and oxygenation takes place by 1 by 1. Okay, oxygen dissociation curve of myoglobin and hemoglobins at partial pressure of oxygen gives the curve. The y-axis is percentage of saturation with O2. Okay, percentage of saturation of hemoglobin at lungs is very high, tissue is very low, but the myoglobin is the reverse order. Okay, group of the tetrameric protein and the curve showing O2 binding to hemoglobin is sigmoidal. This shape indicates that the oxygen binding site of hemoglobin interact so that the binding of one molecule of oxygen to one heme group facilitate binding of oxygen molecule of other heme unit. Okay, the shape indicates that the oxygen binding site of hemoglobin interact so that the binding of one molecule of oxygen to one heme group facilitate binding of oxygen molecules to other hemes. Okay, the oxygen affinity of hemoglobin increase as each oxygen molecule is bound. Okay, this interactive binding phenomena is called positive cooperative of binding. Okay, positive cooperative of binding. In similar fashion, loss of oxygen from heme of fully oxygenated hemoglobin decrease the affinity of the remaining heme for oxygen. Okay, moreover, it is clear from the graph that myoglobin has much higher affinity for O2 than hemoglobins. Thus, O2 is bound more tightly with myoglobin than with hemoglobin. Okay, oxygen, thus O2 is bound more tightly with myoglobin than with hemoglobin due to the oxygen binding capacity is very high for myoglobin than hemoglobin. Okay, moreover, partial pressure of O2 needed for half saturation, 50% binding of myoglobin is only about 1 mmHg compared to about 26 mmHg for hemoglobin. Okay, thus equilibrium constant for the formation of oxyhemoglobin is given by the expression Hb plus O2. The reversible binding K1 is the equilibrium constant. K1 is equal to 60 to 80. Then HbO2 plus O2 gives HbO2 twice, and HbO2 twice plus O2 gives HbO2 thrice. Then HbO2 thrice plus O2 gives, that is K4, HbO2 4 times. The K4 is equal to 5000 to 6000. Then Hb, the summation of this reaction, Hb plus O2 4 times reversible HbO2 4 times. The KHb is equal to HbO2 4 times divided by Hb into concentration of Hb into concentration of O2 raised to 2.8. Noted the digit 2.8. The 2.8 exponent for dioxin shows that the binding of 4 oxygen molecule is not independent. Okay, the 2.8 exponent for dioxin shows that the binding of 4 oxygen molecule is not independent. Okay, one may note that both myoglobin and hemoglobin bind O2 equally well and are almost alike at high O2 pressure. However, hemoglobin is far poorer to bind O2 at lower pressure prevailing in muscles, and hence passes on its oxygen to myoglobin as required. Okay, moreover, the need for O2 will greatest in tissue that have already consumed oxygen and simultaneously have produced CO2. Okay, then next we are going to discuss the Bohr effect and related information. Bohr effect and related information. Okay, the survival of cell is based on the ability of hemoglobin to deliver O2 for cellular metabolism. Okay, next we are going to discuss the Bohr effect and related information. The survival of cell is based on the ability of hemoglobin to deliver O2 for cellular metabolism and the transportation of CO2, which the end product of metabolism. CO2 is the end product of various cellular metabolism. Okay, from cell to lungs. In the tissues, there are formation of CO2 which will lead to an increase in H plus concentration and favor oxygen unloading from hemoglobins. The following point may be noted. During the metabolism, aerobic, for each O2 utilized one molecule of CO2 is liberated. Okay, hemoglobin actively participate in the transport of CO2 from tissue to lungs. Carbon dioxide molecules are bound to uncharged alpha amino acids of hemoglobins to form carbamide hemoglobins. Okay, CO2 also react with water to form carbonic acid, which is catalyzed by enzyme carbonic anhydrase. These series of reactions leads to solubilization of CO2 in blood. This transport CO2 thus prevent a progressive acidification of blood. Okay, the reaction is HbNH2 plus CO2, HbNHCOO minus plus H plus. That is in tissues. Okay. CO2 plus H2O in presence of carbonic anhydrase is an enzyme. H2CO3 carbonic acid gives bicarbonate plus H plus. Okay, anhydrase. This series of reactions leads to solubilization of CO2 in bloods. This transport CO2 this prevents a progressive acidification of blood. Okay, as it flows through the tissue liberating CO2 and also avoid the formation of CO2 bubbles as its solubility in body fluids is limited. Okay, as it flows through the tissues liberating CO2 and also avoids the formation of CO2 bubbles as its solubility in blood in body fluids is limited. Okay, hemoglobin acting as a buffer immediately binds with protons. It is estimated that hemoglobins bind 1 H plus for every 2 dioxygen molecules released to the tissue. In the lungs, binding O2 to hemoglobin leads to release of protons. The bicarbonate and protons combine to form carbonic acid. The latter is acted upon by carbonic anhydrase to release CO2 which is exhaled. Okay, then hemoglobin acting as a buffer immediately bind with protons. It estimated that hemoglobin bind 1 H plus for every 2 dioxygen molecule released to the tissues. In lungs, binding O2 to Hb leads to the release of protons. The bicarbonate and proton combine to form carbonic acid. The latter is acted upon by carbonic anhydrase to release CO2 which exhaled. There is an increased delivery of oxygen, decreased O2 binding with increased H plus concentration, lower pH, or when the hemoglobin is exposed to increased partial pressure of CO2 is called Bohr effect. So what is Bohr effect? There is an increased delivery of oxygen or decreased O2 binding with increasing H plus concentration or lower pH, or when the hemoglobin is exposed to increased partial pressure of CO2 is called Bohr effect. Okay, the physiological significance of the Bohr effect is twofold. Increased delivery of oxygen upon demand and increased binding of oxygen to hemoglobin in the lungs. Okay, when the metabolism of muscle increased during exercise, carbon dioxide is produced by aerobic metabolism and lactic acid is produced during anaerobic exercise. Both are acid and will yield hydrogen ion in water. Thus, the pH of metabolically active tissue decreased during exercise. The hydrogen ions and carbon dioxide diffuse into blood where these molecules bind hemoglobin. This binding promotes rapid unloading oxygen to myoglobin. Okay, I will repeat. When the metabolism of muscles increased during exercise, carbon dioxide is produced by aerobic metabolism and lactic acid is produced during anaerobic exercise. Both are acid and will yield hydrogen ion in water. Thus, the pH metabolically active tissues decreases during exercise. The hydrogen ion and carbon dioxide diffuse into blood, where these molecules bind to hemoglobin. This binding promotes rapid unloading of oxygen to myoglobins. Okay, these are the physiological and biochemical process of myoglobin, hemoglobin and myoglobins. Okay, this is about the oxygen transport and transporting molecules in higher animals, especially human beings, etc. Okay, next video we are going to discuss the transport of oxygen in lower organisms. That means the protein molecules such as heme, erythrin, hemocyanin, etc. These two proteins are non-heme proteins. What are non-heme proteins? The proteins which does not contain porphyrin heme unit, which contain iron. Hemoerythrin contain ions, hemocyanin contain copper. Both of these two protein molecules contain 2 iron and 2 copper respectively. Okay, in hemoerythrin and hemocyanins. Okay, that's about the oxygen transport in higher animals. Okay, thank you.